Killer Klowns from outer space!
They're more popular than ever. Invading planet Earth back in the 80s, this clan of evil extraterrestrials arrived to pull nasty pranks and collect human beings. Now, over 3 decades later, they seem to be everywhere. So who are they? Where did they come from? And what do they want? Buckle up for killer facts about Killer Klowns from outer space. If you enjoy this video, you know what to do. Zap that like button and subscribe. Then stay through to the end for news about Killer Klowns Part 2 and the first ever video game. Who are the Killer Klowns? After more than 30 years, Killer Klowns remain a mystery. Little is known about their origins, and info on their homeworld is non-existent. These circus freaks use clown toys to catch their victims and can't be trusted. They invaded the small town of Crescent Cove, California, way back in 1988, and their legacy lives on to this day. Many have wondered where Killer Klowns come from. Their planet is never named in the movie, and creators the Chiodo brothers have never revealed this key piece of information. Our surviving heroes were left to speculate about the birthplace of these scary monsters. Many believe that the Killer Klowns are an ancient alien species who have traveled to Earth many times in the past, inspiring clowns and slapstick humor amongst the human race. Others believe Killer Klowns came from a dying planet and are here trying to keep their species thriving, turning humans into cherry slushies and claiming planet Earth as their own. The least popular theory suggests they arrived to conduct experiments, turning some people into snacks and others into pets. None of these ideas have ever been confirmed. Do the Killer Klowns have names? More than 20 Killer Klowns landed on Earth in the summer of 1988. Never individually referenced in the movie, it has been revealed that they do all have names. Jumbo is the de facto leader of these otherworldly weirdos, responsible for turning Sergeant Mooney into a ventriloquist dummy. Other Killer Klowns include Fatso, who notoriously tormented his Valentine's Day crush; Shorty, who showed off his boxing skills to a gang of greasy bikers; Rudy, who loves raiding department stores; Spikey, a master thespian known across the galaxy for his killer puppet shows; and Slim, a nasty little piece of work who harbors a knack for shadow puppets. Other Killer Klowns include Bibbo, Chubby, Joe, Talls, and Magori, the later of which is seen on most of the movie's promotional materials, yet only has a quick cameo during the final moments. The largest Killer Clown is Jojo. Known across the galaxy as Klownzilla, Jojo grows 10 times the normal size of most clowns, arriving in the third act to finish off our heroes for good. Killer Klowns have superpowers. Like a lot of aliens from other planets in comic book lore, Killer Klowns exhibit a number of different abilities and superpowers. It is unknown if the Earth's atmosphere alters or enhances their special talents, but they are endowed with skills beyond most mortal men. Killer Klowns can manipulate shadows and shrink life forms to stomp on them like a bug. They can remove and regenerate their own hands. These malicious maniacs also have the ability to mimic their prey. All of them have super strength, and while they can't fly as far as we know, they sure can jump high. Killer Klowns carry dangerous toys. Killer Clown technology is vastly superior to our own, even if it elicits smiles and laughs at first sight. Their spinning top spaceship can travel great distances across the galaxy and turns into a giant circus tent when landing on the surface. The clowns pack an arsenal of toys and tools to carry out their evil deeds. Cotton candy ray guns, capable of encasing victims in giant pink cocoons. Acid pies. If you get any on ya, you'll be sure to melt into a sloppy pile of ooze that'll give the stuff a run for its money. Is that a giant mallet I see behind your back? Why, yes it is! Squashed like a bug, you better watch out for this classic Carnival Clown Club. But wait, that's not all. We still need to talk about popcorn bazookas, boxing gloves, barking Bloodhound balloons, and sinister shadow puppets. No two Killer Klowns look alike. Capturing humans is a challenging job, and every space clown has his own task to carry out. Humanoid in appearance, these brutes aren't painting themselves for a night out on the town. Their biological makeup gives them facial markings that resemble a circus clown. Like snowflakes and fingerprints, no two Killer Klowns are alike. They all have different hairstyles and body shapes, all have crooked yellow teeth, round red noses, and cartoon-like gloved hands. Female Killer Klowns look distinctly different from their male counterparts. One theory suggests that human women are captured and turned into clown companions. This would explain why some girls in the movie aren't immediately turned into juice boxes. Killer Klowns are the maggots of outer space. Baby killer clowns begin life as popcorn-like larvae and eventually develop into long-necked monsters who are very bitey. When in their larva state, baby clowns thrive on darkness and food. They grow quickly and attack in swarms. Their heads develop first and fast with signature hair, teeth, and noses, though it takes more time for their full bodies to develop. Their little baby eyes stay closed until reaching adulthood. Keep your distance. This popcorn larva can be just as dangerous as a full-grown killer clown. They're called killer clowns for a reason. Killer clowns love causing chaos and mayhem. They remain a tight-knit group who thrive on tormenting sapient beings across the universe. They enjoy adding all sorts of different creatures to their spaceship buffet. While capturing humans, they often perform circus acts, pull pranks, or make jokes of the situation. Everything they do comes with a sense of humor and an even bigger price tag. But it's no laughing matter. If you see these fun-seeking space creatures, you better run and hide. Killer Klowns was a big bomb at the box office. Killer Klowns got a limited theatrical release in the summer of 1988 before hitting video store shelves without much fanfare, languishing in the VHS horror aisle for years without much notice. It took over 30 years for these clowns to finally arrive at the kind of fame usually reserved for slasher icons like Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers. Now, their merchandise fills the aisles of Spirit, Halloween, and Spencer's Gifts. They've gotten their own Funko Pops, and this year you can come face to face with the Killer Klowns at Universal Studios during Halloween Horror Nights. The ghoulish pie lovers have their own haunted house and will greet you in person. No one could have imagined way back in 1988 that Killer Klowns would have such a long shelf life, but the Killer Klowns are bigger and better than ever, with their presence looming large over Halloween. There's a Killer Klowns video game. Killer Klowns are getting their own video game in early 2023. Plan your own alien invasion and capture humans as the iconic Killer Klowns from outer space, or gather a team of survivors to fight the extraterrestrial threat in a game based on the 80s cult classic movie. Welcome to a new crazy take on the asymmetrical multiplayer horror experience. Killer Klowns from Outer Space, the game, launches early next year on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. Killer Klowns from Outer Space 2. Where did the Killer Klowns go, and will we ever see them again? At the end of the first movie, Klownzilla Jojo explodes, annihilating the circus tent spaceship and turning all the clowns aboard into stardust. Several minutes later, our human heroes are hit with pies as they look to the skies, and the sounds of clown laughter is heard fading into the night. Did some of the clowns survive? Are they still out there? And what about those baby clowns left in Crescent Cove? These questions and more will be answered in Killer Klowns Part 2, if it ever happens. A Killer Klowns sequel has been often discussed by the Chiodo brothers throughout the years. While the clowns have returned in various TV commercials for Halloween Horror Nights and are being resurrected for the Killer Klowns video game, they have yet to return in their own follow-up movie. IMDb calls this sequel The Return of the Killer Klowns from Outer Space in 3D, and it has long been planned by the Chiodo brothers. Sci-Fi came close to making these sequel dreams come true back in 2018 when a reboot was announced by the basic cable channel, but it didn't happen. Steven Chiodo explained why, stating, "MGM controls the rights, and they went to Sci-Fi. They did Critters, and you saw what that turned out to be like. But they wanted to do Killer Klowns for like $2 million, and we don't want to do that. We did it for $2 million back in the 80s, so we didn't want to do it. And even MGM didn't want to do it. They said it was a more valuable property than just signing off for that little money." Steven Chiodo has been in talks with Netflix about creating a sequel. The streaming giant released Chiodo's stop-motion holiday special Alien Xmas back in 2020, which carries themes, tones, and the same sense of humor as Killer Klowns. As for Killer Klowns 2 going to Netflix, Chiodo says this: "We are talking to Netflix. We're talking all the time. Get this. We've been trying to do a sequel since we made the film, and fans get angry with us. We don't mention it too much because they get angry. They say, 'Oh, what's the matter with you guys?' But we're trying. The business is just a bear. It moves at a glacial pace. There's interest, and it wanes and flows. You get some executives who really want to do it, then all of a sudden, musical chairs. They're out, a new regime is in, and they don't get it." So, will we ever see Killer Klowns 2? Stranger things have happened. Just look at Bill and Ted Face the Music and Top Gun Maverick. Long anticipated and delayed sequels always find a way. With Killer Klowns more popular than ever, it's almost guaranteed we'll see more of them on the big screen in the near future. Until then, remember to clobber that like button and subscribe. If you see any Killer Klowns, you should probably run and hide.